It's neon trash time, all you cyberpunks and retro nerds. Welcome back to the show. How y'all motherfuckers doing? I know I'm doing pretty damn good, because tonight we're about to check out another early 1980s erotic supernatural horror thriller called Possession. This movie is directed by, now forgive me if I mispronounce this man's name, Andrzej Zulawski. He's a Polish director, and it also stars, and forgive me if I mispronounce this girl's name, Isabelle Adjani. She was in the movie Nosferatu the Vampire from the 1970s. It also stars Sam Neill. You guys know him from Jurassic Park, Event Horizon, and as the adult version of Damien in The Omen Part 3. I've always thought he was a likable and great charismatic lead, and I can't wait to check him out in this flick. I know he's going to be awesome in it. I know very little about the movie Possession. I've heard about it many years ago, but I've never gotten around to actually watching it until recently. I happened to pick up this copy at the local BAM for like $3, and I was like, holy shit, this is the director's cut used for $3. You don't just stumble upon movies like this at random like that, so of course I had to pick it up. You guys know this routine. Check out the trailer, peep that shit, and when I get back, y'all motherfucks are gonna know my opinione on Possession.
Oh, Mark, your wife keeps her own secrets.
Make her talk to me. It'll be the way that she wants. Tell me.
Well, I think what you want to do to Bob is just...
Inhuman. So what you're doing must be human. What's gonna happen to us?
After you!
I'll stop coming!
Why, I have to go!
I'll follow you!
You can hate me as much as you like, but it's you who wants to know things for me. So please make it possible.
Uglier. You've hardened. For the first time, you look vulgar to me.
You are not different from anyone else. We are all the same, but in different words, different bodies, different versions. Like insects, meat.
What is it?
Okay guys, I just got done watching the movie Possession, and I gotta say, this is entirely a unique and original horror film. It's got elements of a drama, and you know, if anyone's ever been through a toxic relationship or a volatile separation between, you know, themselves and a significant other, well then I feel like they could watch the movie Possession and completely relate to what the director is trying to convey to his audience. I read online that the director of this film was going through a particularly nasty divorce and put all of his anger and creative angst into this film. And it's blatantly apparent from the get-go, from the opening scene. In no way, shape, or form is this film a complete success, because there's a lot of fucking confusing elements to the film Possession. And, you know, some people might watch it and be like, oh, that movie makes absolutely no sense. What a terrible film. But on the other hand, I feel like someone could watch this movie and be like, I completely understand where the director's coming from. I like this abstract angle. I gotta say, the performances in this film are off the chain. Sam Neill nails it, especially at the beginning of this movie. His anger, you know, towards his wife for cheating on him, it feels real and it's visceral. And I don't know, the way he treats her is, you know, you're looking at it, and anyone that's ever been jested in a relationship or they feel cheated in a way will look at his character and they'll be like, I can relate to that. But on the other hand, he treats his wife like a piece of meat, like that she's supposed to fall in line with him. At some point during the movie, it becomes a delirium, and Sam Neill's character kind of, you know, fades out of the picture, and then you start focusing on his wife. And this is where it kind of turns into like an H.P. Lovecraft story. She's like sleeping with this creature. She's like leading dudes back to her house to be fed upon by this monster. And you don't know if any of it's real. She's actually fucking it. She gave birth to this creature and then she's fucking it. So I don't know if this is some sort of metaphor or an analogy by the director for feeling like he's been crossed in the relationship, and he's putting all of his toxicity into this character. This woman, you know, she's cheated on her husband and she's essentially a monster by this point. It's very vulgar and confusing and hallucinatory, but fascinating at the same time. You're watching it and you're looking at these creature special effects and you're like, holy shit balls. This is like on the level of definitely Clive Barker and Hellraiser, definitely Stuart Gordon and Reanimator. And if anyone's ever watched those movies or read any of Clive Barker's books, they will find a lot to enjoy with the movie Possession. So when this film was released back in the early 1980s, it was heavily edited, and a lot of critics, they raked it over the coals. They thought it sucked. They gave it horrible reviews. Well, once again, I did some research on this film. 40 fucking minutes was cut out of the original movie. That's a mind-boggling amount of time to exercise from the film. This movie is roughly 2 hours. Now, imagine if you remove 40 of those minutes. You remove 40 minutes of that film, and then you release it to audiences in the early to mid 1980s, and they go, this is a confused mess. It makes no sense. Of course not. There's a lot of directors out there that put their personal lives into their films. I mean, Steven Spielberg and George Lucas were going through a particularly nasty split up with their significant others during the film Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. When you watch that movie compared to the first one and the third one, it's significantly darker and a lot more mean-spirited in a way. And personally speaking, that's my favorite one out of the series. So I gravitate towards this this creative drive. When the director is feeling something wholeheartedly significant like that, they put it into their film. They put a lot of their heart into the film. So with all that being said, guys, out of 10 stars, I could give the movie Possession a solid 7.5 out of 10.